So this question is based on times, adding, subtracting and dividing numbers in standard form. And the most sensible way is to turn the numbers into ordinary numbers and do the calculation and turn it back. So that's what we're going to do. So if you can't remember how to turn numbers in standard form to ordinary numbers, go back to the previous question where there's a video to help. So the first one, 5 times 10 to the power of 3 is 5,000. And 7 times 10 to the power of 6 is 7, that's a 7 million. Times them together, well that's going to be 35. What's numbers this? Put some commas in to help me. So that's 35 billion. And then we're going to turn that to standard form by doing 3.5 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and that's my final answer. So here's another example, but we're just going to add them this time. So if we turn them to normal numbers, so that's 2,000, and then it's going to be 120. Okay, we're going to add those together, so that's going to be 0, 2, 1, 2, and then what we're going to do is turn this number back. So that's 2.12 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, and 3. So adding, just write them as all numbers and turn it back. So here we have a subtraction example. So we're going to turn them to ordinary numbers. So that's going to be 740,000, and this one is going to be 1,220. We're going to subtract those. So 0 take away 0 is 0. We can't do this, so we're going to have to borrow. Can't do that, so I have to borrow from there. So 10 take away 2 is 8, 9 take away 2 is 7, 9 take away 1 is 8, 3 take away nothing is 3, and 7. So quite a messy number, but we're turning to standard form now by doing 7.3878. Remember, it's all the numbers, all the digits, sorry, that aren't zeros, times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and the last example we have a division question. So if we write that as normal numbers first, so that's going to be, what's that number, 15 million. Okay, divided by 500. Okay, there's lots of ways of doing this. First thing I would do is cancel out some zeros, same amount on both number, so that's going to be 150,000 divided by 5, which is going to be 30,000. Then the final job will be to turn this back into standard form, which will be 3 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've shown you 4 examples, one for timesing, one for dividing, one for adding, one for subtracting. For more high ability students, there is a slightly different way that you should hopefully understand for timesing and dividing. This does not apply, I repeat, does not apply for adding and subtracting. Stick to turn it back to normal numbers and then turn it back to standard form. So for times and dividing, I've got the same example as before, so we should get the same example, and answer, sorry. But we're going to do it slightly quicker. What I can do here is, first thing I would do is take this number here and times them. So 5 times 7 is 35. As it's still standard form, it's always going to be times 10. The way I figure out the power is all I do is, because I am timesing, I add the powers together. So 3 add 6 is 9. And that's almost my answer, but hopefully you've spotted that this number here, okay, is not between 1 and 10. So what I do is change it, so it is. So I'm just going to add that decimal point. And because I've if you imagine moving along your number, I've gone one extra step, then the power increases by 1. And that's what we had before. Okay, so here's another example, the divide one, exactly the same as before. If we do 1.5 divided by 5, or 15 divided by 5 is 3, so this is going to be 0.3. times 10 again because it's standard form. And now because I'm subtracting, what I'm going to do to these powers is take away. Okay, that's very important. Timesing, you add the powers, dividing, you subtract the powers. But again, this number here, okay, is not between 1 and 10. It's below 1. So what I'm going to do is turn it to a 3. Okay, what happens to the power now as, okay, I've moved in the other direction, the power actually decreases. Because I've gone that way, the power actually decreases. Here, I move that way. So if you move to the left, it goes up, the power increases. If you move to the right, it goes down.